Hello, this is Dartszone. My name is Joachim Idada. Yes, it's nice being with you, and thanks for taking our time to watch this program. We do appreciate your viewership. For those watching or joining us for the first time, you deserve to know what this program is all about. But before I do that, let me introduce our guest, my guest that I have here with me, and that is Emmanuel Odufejo.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here.
Yes, last week we did introduce Emmanuel Odufejo as the novice because he said he really wanted to come in to discuss that with us. But now I don't think the appropriate word is novice anymore.
Yes, true. So as of last week, I was a novice in everything that, but right now I call myself an aware fan.
Okay,
I'm very much aware about that now.
Yeah, so Emmanuel is going to be here more often, because he says now he wants to be talking that. Oh yeah, he's a sports analyst and he wants to do almost every sport. But it's good having him getting aware about that. Yes, Dartszone is a forum for every lover of darts, administrator, player, fan, enthusiast, and even the first timers in darts and the novice like Emmanuel. Emmanuel said we should not call him the novice. Now he's the aware fan. Yes, that is why we are here. We've been here for weeks upon weeks, and thank God our net has caught one fish, and we're very happy about that. This program offers an opportunity for us to hype our sports, our beloved sports, our idols, and even to talk critical issues relating to that, especially professional darts. So let's share our comments on anything darts. And it's not about me, it is about you. So you matter. It's what you say, that's what we do here, right here in this program. So we take a break, and when we come back, we'll go into the business of the day. Welcome back. Before we go into the business of the day, let me let you know how you can be part of our program here. It's very simple. It's not complicated. You just go straight to Facebook. Yep. And on Facebook, search for Dartszone. Dartzone. Search for Dartszone and like Dartszone. And when you search for Dartszone and you like Dartszone, you have the opportunity to leave your comments, and those comments, we'll take them, we'll respond to them, and we'll do all that we need to do. We'll try to respond to some of the comments that we have there, and even some people are responding to some of our posts. So that's what we do. We try to. We're a bigger family, and that's what we do. We just try to get to interact on issues that has to do with that. Also, we are on Twitter, and our Twitter handle is Arsen TV, ASEN TV. That is our Twitter handle. So go to Twitter, follow our Twitter handle. But anytime you leave a comment on Twitter, what you just do for us is what? End it with the hashtag Dartszone. End it with the hashtag Dartszone. And with that, we can get to see your comment. Okay, we'll do a quick rundown on what we're going to do today. Today, the playoff just took place on Thursday last week. And it will be wrong if we don't discuss the playoffs, because actually on this program we don't really want to be discussing events, but the playoffs was big, and so there's nothing that is that big in that, and we're not discussing it over here. So Emmanuel, what do you think about the playoffs? Because we tried to discuss it last week now.
Yes, so you did mention that the playoffs was the big four: Michael Van Gerwen, Phil Taylor, Peter Wright, and who's the last guy? Gary Anderson. And Judy said it was going to be very exciting, and so I kept looking forward to the match. So last Thursday, I tried to follow it online and see how the playoffs were going to pan out, and it did come out very interesting. And you called me the next morning, and I told you how excited I was. Michael Van Gerwen, eventually took the day.
It's pretty. One of the unfortunate things that we didn't have it on Nigerian television, so quite a number of people can even have the opportunity of watching some of the things that transpired during that particular event.
Exactly, that's what I told you last week. That's why someone like me wouldn't know a lot about that, because it's not one of the sports that we follow here in Africa.
Especially on television.
Exactly, yes.
So that needs to be given more TV time, right?
Sure.
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Because it's actually a very interesting sport. I got to know that.
You got to know that. That's true. Okay. Now, before we even go into the nitty-gritty of what we'll be discussing today, let's just, for those who didn't get to know what happened during the semi-finals, which is what we call the playoffs. Michael Van Gerwen was able to dispatch Gary Anderson. That was world number 1, dispatching world number 2. 10-7. No big news is expected. In the second semi-finals, Peter Wright was playing against Phil Taylor, and Peter Wright was able to conquer the whole mighty, or we call him the power, was able to conquer the power 10-7. It's also proved that the power, you can't just write him off. Experience matter, and he still has something in when it comes to the game of that. And in the finals, it was the Green Machine versus Snakebite. We know the result. The venom of Snakebite was not able to neutralize the Green Machine, even though initially in the match it had some effect, because initially Snakebite was leading 7-2. What do you think about that comeback?
Wow, so I think that was massive. That was massive. You can't be leading the match, of that repute, by 7-2, and then eventually go ahead to lose that match. It's like a game of football when you're leading the first half by 4-5-0, and then you still get to lose that match. That would have been very disappointing. So I did find it very. It was a thing of shame, that at the end of the day, someone like Peter Wright still got to lose that match.
But that's the beauty of that. And that is why we say some sports are unique sports, while some other sports are just sports. Because when you talk about precision sports, sometimes it even goes beyond the sport itself. It goes also into who you are. Under that kind of pressure, how do you respond?
Well, I think it's true, and it played out even in the playoffs, because like you said, Michael Van Gerwen dispatched Gary Anderson. That's like the first position dispatching, beating the second position, so that's okay. But how about Peter Wright, coming tops over the more experienced Phil Taylor, who had been a serial winner over the years? So that to me was also a slap on the face of Phil Taylor. I expected that no matter what happens, he should find his way to get into that final. So it was really disappointing. So I think that's exactly what also played out in the finals. But kudos to Michael Van Gerwen. He rose to the occasion, and he took the day at the end of the day.
There's something that Michael Van Gerwen once said when it comes to that. He says when he stops enjoying that, he will retire. And two, also he said that when he plays his match or his events in that, he does not only play against his opponent, he plays against himself, because he wants to better his records on a perpetual base. He wants to have the highest break. He wants to have the highest average. You see, that's why they call him a machine. He's just there pumping out that adrenaline, and he's pumping it out. He's not losing it. So even when he was 7-2 down, oh my, I believe any ordinary person will say, there's no way, man, it's over. Let me just give you. Sure. This man kept hitting the high scores, hitting the doubles, and Peter Wright he just capitulated.
When I read the review of the match, I saw that Michael Van Gerwen had 13 180s.
Yeah. Do you know what a 180 is?
I don't know.
Okay.
I thought that was
okay. For those who do not understand, the cell, there is a cell that we call the 2020. Okay. It is like a quarter of the size of a bottle top.
Okay.
It's a quarter of the size of a bottle top, just a little bit bigger than that. If your 3 arrows fall into that place,
wow,
that is 180. So you can imagine they keep a bottle top just 7 feet away from you, not this whole bottle top. They cut it into a quarter and ask you, go out there and hit it 3 times. So it's only sharpshooters, even for those who are sharpshooters in the armed forces. Yeah. For them to achieve that, they actually have to put some kind of aid, a telescope or something like that, for them to get that target. Meanwhile, These men, just with an arrow in their hand, are able to hit those small size. Oh my, it's massive.
That's massive. We just have to congratulate Michael Van Gerwen. I think he's, maybe right now, he deserves to be number one.
Sure. Okay, we wanted to talk about it, but the important thing we wanted to talk about it, especially for those who do not understand what we're talking about here. There's also a lot of money at stake. A lot of money. And first of all, we'll start from, when it comes to professional darts, we have close to £6 million available as prize money for different events when it comes to professional darts. £6 million, I live in Nigeria, when it says it's worth £6 million. If you calculate that in Naira, I'm sure your calculator will malfunction. This particular event, the first prize is £250,000. That is the first prize. The second prize is £125,000. And that is what Van Gerwen and Peter Wright will be going away with, and it goes down all that way. So let us talk about it. Look at the prize. £250,000. First prize for a 27-year-old boy. Wow. An event that just spanned about 3-4 months. And he has worked February to May, and he has earned that amount of money. What do you think? Because here in Nigeria, everybody's talking football. Everybody just say, oh, I want to go and play soccer. I want to play soccer. They do not understand that there are some other sports that offers such humongous return that if you can even win one event in the year, you can still go on vacation.
I'm telling you, it's massive. It's massive. Did you say 250,000 or 250 million pounds? 250,000
pounds. So if we calculate 250,000 pounds, I think now pounds to a naira is about 500, yeah. Close to 500. So if you just punch it out, like we try to punch it out, 250,000 by 500. Oh my, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. And, you know, like you rightly said, Michael Van Gerwen, who took the prize home at the end of the day, is a young man. So that's a lot of money for a work of 3 to 4 months. That's a lot of money that comes into the game of darts. And like you also said, it's something that we also need to educate our people about. So it's not just about football. Yes, football has the hype and has the stardom and a bit of money also, a lot of money, not a bit of money. But I think when you compare it to what we are seeing now in darts, then it sure tells you that some people somewhere are doing a lot to promote the game of darts, and that's something that we need to bring back home and allow a lot of our young people to also be involved in that sport.
There's this argument. Somebody says there's more money in football than in darts. Sometimes I wonder why any man will say that kind of a thing. First, football is a team sport. You have 11 players in the field. That is not a team sport. You just have one man. You go out there, if you are good, you are good. If you are not good, too bad. But in football, you have a team. If you are not good, your partners or your teammates can cover your back and all of that. But the important thing, again, I want to say, Phil Taylor, it's going to be about 57. He's getting close to 57. I'm not too sure of his age before I say something, but I know that he's approaching, he's in his mid-50s. And there are very few sports that people that are in the mid-50s and even getting close to 60 years or 60 will still be playing, even at a professional level. You don't have a lot of sports like that. True. Maybe golf. Definitely, or something.
If you compare it to football, a footballer at the age of 33 is as well as gone. Mm-hmm. There are very few footballers right now that are over 33 and still playing. Maybe it's Zlatan, maybe who else? I can't even count a lot of players. Gigi Buffon is way over that. So there are very few footballers. Game of football now is all about, speed and agility and all of that. So you have a lot of young guys, doing well in it. So darts as a sport has that advantage over football, that it's something that you can play at a later age and continue to earn money for a longer period of time. So I think that's a massive advantage that a sport like darts and other I think a lot of indoor sports, have that advantage. If you take chess, and a lot of those other sports, they
like
have
pools,
exactly
that's
billiards,
billiards
snooker.
and snooker.
It has a lot of advantage over game of football, where there's a lot of physical exertion and all of that.
Because that is one critical discussion that we really need to do, because we need to use that to educate, especially those who do not really understand. Because the media here in this country that tend to fashion public opinion, they're just concentrating on football. But there are many other sports that offer, let us not, comparatively offer some positive advantage, and if our youths can get involved in it pretty early. Van Geeuwen became professional at the age of 19, and 19 years at the age of 19, like in every other sport like football, he had become a professional player, but that was not when he started. In Netherlands, he has won all the youth titles that you could imagine. He moved over to the British Dutch organization, the BDO. He won a couple of majors. He crossed over to the PDC. He won the World Youth. He came second runner-up in the World Youth Championship in the PDC. He never had the opportunity of winning the title as the youth champion in the PDC before he now became professional. And just turning professional within how many years? Within 5 years, he has got to the top. He's world number one. If you look at the ranking, he has earned this here. He has earned about £1.7 million. Wow. He has earned £1.7 million. That is no joke. That's no small amount of money any day. And no joke, I don't know.
It's no joke and it's no fluke. Like you said, so he's been at it, say, maybe from 16 years old, and he's gone up till now. So that means he's had a lot of time, having to prove himself over a long period of time. And I think that's also another advantage, So when you come to a game like football that is very popular here, so that's why we have this thing about cheating, age cheats and all of that. People have to cut their ages and all of that. Someone is already 30 years old, he goes to lie that I'm still 16, so he can play under 17 or so. Why go through that stress if there's another sport that you can do, and also excel? So I think that we really need to let our people know that there are other avenues of making it as a sports person. You don't have to put all your eggs in the basket of football.
Yeah, for me, it's also nice you brought that point. There is this Spanish player, it's called Gewin Price. Yes, Gewin Price. He was a rugby player. Okay. He played professional rugby. He got injured, and he moved into that. And right now, he's doing so well. He's one of the top. I don't know his ranking on the PDC right now, but I know that he's one of the top players in the PDC. He's playing so well. He's doing so well when he's playing. So beyond just he got injured, his sporting career did not come to an end. That means that while he was playing football, he was also involved in other sports. And that was one of the sports he was involved in. And it was like a transition. He just moved from professional, when he was playing not football, rugby. When he was playing rugby in England, he just moved over and became a professional dart player. And he's doing well. And someday, who knows, we might even see him on the big stage, playing among the tops.
I think that's very important. For us here in Nigeria, growing up, we need to ensure that our kids, our young people, are exposed to a variety of sports. We shouldn't just box ourselves into athletics or football. I think basically that's what we have here in Nigeria. It's either you're in athletics or football. Even the game of basketball is still on yes, we have the Tigers who are doing well around the continent, but I think it's still very limited. I can't think of any other sport. Maybe volleyball, we see it a bit. But also I think that our young people should be given the opportunity of having an array of sports, from primary school into secondary school, so that they can see that there are a lot of opportunities out there. So if you're not making it in football, there's basketball, there's volleyball, there are indoor sports, there's table tennis, up until now, we still have someone like Segun Toriola, still representing Nigeria. He's been representing Nigeria for maybe, 15 years or forever. So at what point do we get to start having our young people, get interested in this sport? So really, indoor sports for me is one untapped potential that we have in Nigeria.
Yes. Before we sign out for today, one classical issue that always disturbs me, and which I would love to just let's spend a little bit of time. Someone said, I know you don't understand so much of that, but there's this connection between that and mathematics. That Phil Taylor once said that if he knew that was going to help his mathematics so early, that he would have been very good in mathematics in his primary and elementary days. Unfortunately, in this country, a lot of people do not understand the connection between sports and many of these academic subjects that we do. That and maths, especially what we call the numeric darts. You have so much mathematics in darts. It's not just to throw those arrows. All of the calculations you need to do off head. There are no calculators. There are no slide rules. There are no log tables, nothing. Everything is mental. And that is the point. Today we are faced with young children who I would describe are mentally lazy. They do not want to use their head. They do not want to tax their head for anything. What do you think? How do we get to preach? Is it to begin this this whole campaign that look, that's maths are seen in streets?
True. So if you look at it this way, there's what you call the hand-eye coordination, and you see it play out in a lot of sports. And actually, that also helps, in academics. Subjects like mathematics, physics, have a lot to do with that hand-eye coordination, where you need to be able to think critically. So if you look at a sport like snooker, it's not just about hitting it, it's about knowing what angle to hit it at, how fast should you hit it, so there are a lot of thinking in those kind of sports. Chess also is something that you think. I mean, you can play a game of chess for like 2-3 days. You can actually leave it, go and sleep, come back. You need to think of your every move. You need to think about your opponent's move. You need to always be, ahead of your opponent. So all of these sports are things that, actually connect with school subjects. Game like table tennis is also the same. When I hit a ball at this angle, how far will it go? How fast will it go? All of those questions are things that you do, mathematically in your mind before you even hit the ball. So I think that sports and education goes well together. And already we see that. That's why sports departments are always integral in any school. But I think that there's still a lot to explore in the game of sports.
Yes, I have Emmanuel here, and we're on Dartszone. I will try to explore and discuss some of the critical issues that are really affecting that. We'll try to talk about the playoffs, and that's what we have spent some time to do. And it was critical. We let people know that at the playoffs, something that very few people know is the amount of money you get to earn if you play professional darts, because the playoffs offers you so much money, and the first prize is £250,000. Oh my, that is a lot of money, especially when you convert it to our local currency here in Nigeria. It's a lot of money. You won't need to do whistleblowing for you to make those kind of money. For those who are in Nigeria, they know what we are talking about. And then we did try to look at other things that has to do with that, especially the educational benefits of that. It was important we discussed this because Emmanuel he says he's an aware fan.
Aware fan.
Aware fans. Yeah, that's the best way to say. Yes, he's an aware fan. He's getting beaten by the dart bug. And I can see in his eyes, I can see in his swagger, and he's really enjoying his time, especially coming to the game of that. And with that, it's time for me to go. But let me remind you that this is Dartszone. We want you to know how to play that. So you go look for where you can play that. You can send us a mail here and go to our Facebook page. It's called Dartszone on our Facebook page. D-A-R-T-S. Zone is spelled Z-O-N-E. Dartszone. Go there and share your comments with us, and we will take it. Or you go to our Twitter page, or follow us on Twitter, and very simple. Put your comment there and we'll get to you. So it's nice having you here with me, Emmanuel.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate being here. This is the 13th tournament for that. So looking forward to the 14th edition. And yeah, I'm sure it's going to be crazy.
There are bigger tournaments this year. A lot of tournaments. We have a lot of tournaments. You know, that is rated in England. It's rated the second most watched sport on television. Wow. So there's so much content. Soon I pray we'll get some of this content on Nigerian television, and there will be greater awareness for that. And
also start
local competitions. Yeah, sure do. I can assure you that. Okay, it's time for me to go. My name remains Joachim Idada. Till next week, I'll say have a wonderful darting week. Bye.